Hi, this is Lady Shell. I am here today to do a tutorial that will be helpful, hopefully, to either brand new staff members of FGC or people that are thinking that they might want to teach at FGC. I want to show you a little bit about what goes into creating, not creating a class, but giving a class. So we're going to start out in Discord. Now, I'm not talking about the content that you have in class. I'm just talking about the things that you do when you are giving a class. I'm going to show you what you do in Discord, and then I'm going to show you on the internet what you will do to add your event to our calendar. So first let's start in, I believe set up classroom 1. Okay, so we have 3 classrooms and then corresponding voice channels to go with those classrooms. And I'm going to use the example of a character creation class for our example of a class that you might be teaching. Because this is pretty much the basic class of what we like to offer to brand new members so that they can get to learn how to make a character and how to get around the table, what's available, how to set it up, etc. So on the day of your class, you're going to come in to the Discord about an hour before your class is supposed to start. And I would recommend placing these graphics that I have here. And you can get these graphics from me, Lady Shell. You just need to PM me and say that you're going to be teaching a class and you need the graphics to display to your members that are learning how to create their character. Okay, so what we have here is we have the graphic to help people get the Discord layout. So they know, look on the left for your channels and your text and communication is in the center, and on the right is just a list of people's names. The next graphic shows how to enable push to talk, which is very important because we don't want to hear people's dogs barking in the background and their children screaming and running through the house and just all kinds of noise that could be going on in the background of someone's house. The next thing that we have here is the graphic to show how you can join the table, because a character creation class is given where the students will be joining your table. This is what the login screen looks like on Fantasy Grounds. And this is the button that they're going to choose. They're going to choose Join Game. That will load up this graphic. And in the left box, they will type their username. And in the right box, they will type the 4-word code, which is the alias that the DM or the instructor will give you to join the table. After those things are both inserted into these boxes, you will click Start. That's what the student would do. So the next thing we have is to select a character. Now we are making a character in a character creation class, so you won't be selecting an existing character, but the players, or excuse me, your students will be choosing the PC option to get a blank character sheet. And then this last graphic shows them how they can change the color of their dice. As you can see down here, these dice are in this light blue color, but you can make them any color that you want. And you can change the color of the text on the dice from black to white, depending on the color. If you had a dark color, you were going to want white lettering or numbers. And if you have a light color, you're going to want to have the black color for your numbers. Okay, the next thing that I want to talk to you about is if you were giving a DM class. Our DM classes are not given where the students will log on to your table. Instead, we do this as a screen share. And to do this, you would get your students' names from the from your event. So you'll log on to the event, the events page, grab the names of your students and look up their names, and you're going to want to ping them to the classroom that you want to run your class. So let's just use my name because I don't want to ping a bunch of people because they'll wonder why I'm pinging them. So I'm going to just type in lady, and you'll see that it gives me some options for a lady, and I will pick my name. And you would do this for all the names that are in your class. They would all have this blue coloring like this. And then you would put a message similar to what Leroon has done right here. He greeted his students. He had these 4 people in his class. He told them when his class is going to start, and he said to update the software and make sure that the people's headsets are charged in case they have wireless headsets. So, like I said, you do this about an hour before your class, and then your students will come in here and say, "Oh, okay," like these people did, and they responded that, "Yes, I see your message, and we will meet here." Then he displayed the graphics, which I have shown you down here, and the people would go to the class. They would log on your server. So you don't give them the alias until just before you're going to do the class. You would not put the alias in here ahead of time because who knows who's going to try and log on your table while it's not up, and they would get an error message. So we have our login here, and then I started to tell you about the other type of class, which is a screen share. Now, if you had a screen share class and you had people that you wanted to call into your screen share, I'm going to use myself again as an example because I don't want to bother someone else. And what you would do is you get all your names, like Leroon had his names here. And he could, if this was a screen share class, he could right click on the name and then click call. And that will bring this person, the first person, into the private call. And these people will have to be friends with you, so they will either have to send you a friend request or you will have to send them a friend request. I would say it's better practice for the teacher to send the students a friend request and then ask them, please make sure that you accept my request, because you can't pull them into a private chat without them being friends with you. Now, that's how you would do for our DM classes, and just any class that is given where we're just going to show the students the table, show them how the DM does things, because the student isn't going to be able to see if they log on to your table because they'll be a player rather than an observer. So that's how you do those 2 classes. That's the example of those 2 classes. And when you're done with your class, we have this document here that people can fill out to give us a little bit of feedback. It's a feedback form, and it's going to tell us things like what rule set they like to play, what kind of classes they're interested in taking. It's just for information for us to know how to meet the needs of our members. Okay, so this is the Discord part of the tutorial here, and now I'm going to move over to the internet portion of the tutorial, and we are going to start with the Discord page. Now, this is assuming that you have not joined our Discord or any Discord, and you need to download the Discord software. Now, if you have Windows, you would download the Windows version, or Mac for the Mac version, or Linux for the Linux version. We do not recommend the Android or the iOS versions. These are fine for your phone, but for giving a class, you're going to have to be on your PC or your Mac or your Linux machine to give the class. So, only those three options. After you get your Discord that you have the Discord app on your computer, then you will go to the Fantasy Grounds College website. You will see on our website we have this login or register, because this is the second step that a student would have to take. They would have to be a member of our Discord, and they would have to log in or register. Now, we recommend to do the Discord first, because the name that you use on the Discord is the same name that we want you to register with when you click on this link to register. Now, as someone that's going to be posting a game or a class, you're going to log in on the computer. You're going to make sure that you are logged in. So if this said log in, you would want to log in. I'm already logged in, which is why it says log out. The thing that you want to do to post your game, or I keep saying game, class, post your class, is you're going to need to know how to add an event on our calendar. Now, I have a form that I have right here, adding and managing events on FGC. It gives you the same instructions, like I said, about the new user registration, which is that link that you saw on there with the dice, and the Discord link, which is this link here. And that is actually the link to, that's after you have your Discord software on your computer, then you will go here to log into our Discord. Now, this video down here is basically the adding an event to the calendar. I'm giving you the part about how you would do your class inside the Discord. So if you just wanted to see the adding the events part, then you would want to view this this video here. But I'm going to tell you how to do it now. And I will put this link in the bottom of the video so that you can click on it and, check out this page live and in person. So the first thing you want to do if you're going to add your event, oh wait, one more thing about this events page, adding events page. I have some templates down here. These are the templates for the various classes that we have available and one-shot. So you would download the appropriate template, because this is going to make your life a whole lot easier when you go to add your event, because you're just going to have to paste it into the form, which I will show you in just a minute here. So once you get your download your correct template, we are going to be using the CC101 template. Then we are going to click on My Events here. First you click Events, then you click My Events. I have these preloaded up at the top of my screen in different tabs, because then it will load faster, because I have kind of slow internet. So when you click on that My Events page, this is the page that will display. Now, if you have not had any events either booked or loaded, hosted yourself, you won't have any text down here in the bottom. You would just have the blue button here and the search bar and the add new button over here. So the next thing we're gonna do to add our event is add new. And when you click the add new button, it will take you to the page that I didn't load yet. Haha, how about that? Okay, so we're gonna load it manually here, and you'll see why I loaded my pages ahead of time. Okay, so when you hit the My Event, you get the event, and you're gonna have to name the event first. So we're gonna call this character creation. Wait a minute. First, we're gonna use a rule set. Now, the rule set that I teach is the D&D 5e. Okay, so if you were teaching Pathfinder, Pathfinder 2, Starfinder, Savage Worlds, or Call of Cthulhu, that is what you would put inside this bracketed area. So once you have your event, the next thing you want to do is give it a time, or a date rather. This line here about recurring events, I don't believe that that's available for someone who is not an admin. I am an admin, so that's why I'm seeing that. You may not see that. I'm not positive. Now, today's February 7th, but we're not going to post an event for today. Let's post an event for Valentine's Day. Sure. Let's have a character creation on Valentine's Day. We're going to have it starting on the 14th, and we're going to have it ending on the 14th. And let's put it at noon, not 12 a.m. Let's go down here to noon. I don't like the way it's all crammed up here. You kind of have to look. Right there's my noon. So it's going to be noon to 2 p.m. And one more important thing to know is that all our classes are listed at UTC 0 time zone. So if you're not in UTC 0 time zone, then you're going to have to either add or subtract your own UTC offset from the time to know when the time is actually in your particular time zone. Now, I'm on the west coast of the United States, so I'm in UTC -8. Now, the -8 just means that I'm going to subtract 8 hours from anything that I put in this form. So, for my example, in my head, I'm going to subtract 8 hours from 12, and that means my game is going to start at 4. My class is going to start at 4 in the morning. Wait a minute. 12. Yeah, 4 in the morning. I'm really bad at math. Did you know that? Yeah, 4 in the morning. No, 4 in the morning and 8 hours is noon. Yeah, that's right. 4 in the morning and 8 hours is noon. So it's going to start at 4 in the morning. It's going to end at 6 in the morning. Now, that's not really optimal time. I'm just using something because I want the times to be within the same day. I don't want them to start in the 14th and end in the 15th. So we're going to just use this for an example that we're going to start at 12. We're going to end at 2. It is in UTC. You do not touch this drop down. You leave it at UTC. Now we get to the part where we're going to add our template. So I've got my template over here in my Word area, and I am going to just paste my template down, and you'll see how fast this is to work in the form here. So I just paste it, and there I have everything, and there's hardly anything that you're going to want to change in this document from this template. The only things that you will need to change is if you didn't want this amount of students, if you wanted a different amount of students, say you only wanted 4, change the 5 to 4. And you're definitely not going to leave my name on here because I'm not teaching all your classes. You're going to teach your own class. So you will put your name here, put the @ symbol, and then whatever your Discord name is on FGC. Now for classroom, we're going to change this from 2 to TBA, to be announced. And the reason we do this is because we don't know if Classroom 2 is going to be in use at the time that we go to do our class. So we want to make sure that we don't tell somebody to go to the wrong place, as your students are going to get pinged by you, like I showed you in the Discord part of our tutorial. So they'll know what room to go in from that ping. Okay, so I have all my text here. And the only thing that you would have to change would be the name, and if your number of students would be different than 5. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to choose your rule set. You could choose any rule set depending on what character creation you want to do. I'm using D&D 5th edition, so I choose that. And then I'm going to choose class. Basically, you're only going to be either class or game, because special event is just something different, and you're not really going to use a stream. That's not a class that somebody would attend. That's just tells somebody, hey, come watch my stream. The most important thing on this entire page is clicking this box here. If you do not click that box, nobody can sign up for your class. Okay, the options down here are standard ticket. We're leaving that as it is. Description, we're not putting anything there. Price, we're not doing any price because our classes are free. It defaults to 10 spaces, but if you recall, I have 5 students as my maximum, so I'm going to change the number 10 to 5. If your number was 4 or some other number other than, it shouldn't be 10. I would not give a character creation class for 10 people. It would be very hectic, and it would be very slow probably too, to have that many people on a table. So we have 5, and the next 2 boxes here are ones that confuse people all the time, so I want to explain this to you. This is asking you how many spots can someone book on from your class. And you're telling it they can book at least 1 because we want them to have 1 space, and they cannot book more than 1, so that is 1 also. So these numbers will always be maximum number of spaces, 1, 1. The next boxes we're leaving blank. And then finally, we're leaving the booking form as it is. You're going to click Submit Event. Now, because I'm an admin, it's going to automatically post my event to the website. So in your case, it's going to go into an admin's queue as a pending event. And if you want to tell the admin, which would most likely be myself or Leroon, that you have posted an event and can I approve it for you? I would be happy to do that if I was home. If I'm home, I'm happy to approve it. As long as I'm around, I'm happy to approve it. I don't do it when I'm away on my phone because it's too easy to mess things up when I'm on my phone. So when you click submit, it's going to say submitted, and then it's going to go into the pending queue. For me, it's just going to go on the website. And you'll see right here, this is the class that I just created. D&D 5e character creation with 5 spots booked. I'm available for booking and no pending, and it's for the 14th of February from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Now I want to go and delete that because I do not want anybody to join that class because I'm not giving a class that day. Um, this is not something that you would be doing, so I would say that my lesson is complete here. And I hope that you found this lesson interesting. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And this will be available for you to watch on our YouTube page. And I hope that it was helpful. And I thank you for watching. Bye.